Hello, this is George Senda, the official, the real, the authentic, the original, the one, the only, the guy from Pittsburgh. And this morning, I had a most curious thing happen. I was sound asleep after letting Mama Cat in. She scratches at the screen door and squeaks to be let in. And then she lies in the front door. She likes to guard the door like Fluffy, Little Girl, and Fuzzy did. And I closed the door and went back to sleep. And I was dreaming something. And it was a news broadcast, but like an old style news broadcast, like on radio 50 years ago. And all I remember, because of what happened next, was authorities said that. And the next thing I knew, that lamp went that way. The air purifier went that way. This bottle was crushed. And I was lying on the floor on my knees and my face, and my knee is still sore. And my arm is sore, my shoulder is sore, and my hand is sore. And for a minute, I was still asleep and woke up. What the hell did I do? I fell off the bed, which doesn't happen very often. But it's not something you want to do at 6:30 in the morning. So, and I've had problems for some time. I haven't managed to get the ER because I deal with my issues. The cat's Kathy. And Kathy had her inspection. They're going to spray for roaches, even though I've been there 4 or 5 times at least in the last month, working with their MacBook, then their computer. Haven't seen a roach. And they said her apartment smells. The manager came and bitched. There were 3 dishes in the sink, and she bitched about that, which is ridiculous. It's very nippy out here today, even though they're saying it's going to be 70. It's 72 degrees right now, but the air is cold. I got to go to Safeway and get my medication to get food. So, and I called this company. You got your payment? Oh, we can only talk to you unless you're authorized. No, I'm doing this to courtesy because the money can't try to come out of the bank, but the money wasn't in there yet to pay you. So they're being idiots. Okay, 1,465,820 views, 18,100 subscribers. And this is Pittsburgh Unboxing. So something came to Amazon this morning. More stuff is coming, and it was shipped yesterday. This is for Mama Cat and Kitten Cat. And Kitten Cat, yesterday I was doing the dishes. She took off somewhere. Never got her food. But I'm going to go back to sleep after this. Got more video to do. This is Fancy Feast chicken and tuna, which they really like. 24 cans. So let's see if anybody can chat. But I don't recommend falling on the floor because I was in this small space here. My head hit the little bucket that I put my, I've been blowing my nose still and gasping for air because of the smoke from the wildfire. First we had Livermore that way. Then we had Fairfield that way. Then there's a fire in Woodland. The Canadian smoke is reaching here too, and it's wreaking havoc in 2 provinces of Canada. They had thousands of wildfires they can't control. And I think someone's setting all these wildfires. And Minnesota, with Jeremy and Justin, is having problems. Boston is having problems. The entire Midwest down to Texas having breathing issues. And I don't do well with smoke from wildfires because I have asthma and COPD and I start choking. Now, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry. So, I've been watching Penn and Teller fooled me a lot. So, okay. So this is what's going on here. Alright. But I wind up having to use the air machine. I can't find one of my inhalers, and then I can't breathe. And then I don't get any sleep. And Kathy's worried about me, and so is Paul. Okay, so that's why you haven't seen me doing anything lately, because I've been having trouble breathing. And there he is, somebody, lift tire. Yeah, I've been watching. I never saw Penn and Teller BS, but I'm watching all these, fool me videos. And years ago, in San Francisco, there was a place called Earthquake Lagoons upstairs. They did jazz and ragtime. And downstairs was a place, and I really missed the place because they got shut down. Something happened, I don't remember what. And then they reopened another location that didn't make it. So they had the Magic Cellar. And the Magic Cellar was a dinner area, and they had dinner upstairs too, with magicians and sleight of hand and tarot card readings. And I started going there with friends, and they got to know me, and I wound up taking care of all the animals and the props every night, and I didn't drink, and I got paid in food, so I got to take care of the mice and the doves and the pigeons and the rabbits and whatever else was there, and I had to learn a lot of the tricks. So they take on all kinds of conspiracy theories and crazy paranormal topics. Well, not all paranormal topics are crazy. I've seen UFOs and I've seen ghosts. So, Penn and Teller being debunkers. Well, I've never liked debunkers. I got in a big argument with Philip J. Klass, who worked for Aviation Week and was a big UFO debunker. And when you have thousands of UFO sightings all over the world, probably hundreds of thousands, and right across from me are 50 books, more on the bottom shelf, the fans in the way, on UFOs. So I don't believe in debunkers. I think debunkers are wrong. A large percentage of UFOs are misidentified. Then we have the UAPs, that's a new term for them. And there's debate in the UFO community on that. So, I know what we saw. Kathy is not into UFOs at all. We were driving over there by the park, coming home from Walmart at 11 o'clock at night. She goes, look out the window. What am I supposed to be looking at? My iPad was full, so I couldn't record it. I had no room. And we look up in the sky, and there's this 3 football field long black triangular UFO, just like the one Art Bell saw in Pahrump coming back from Vegas. And that thing went over my apartment building where I'm sitting, 4 stories, turned around, went back to the park, made a left turn, went all the way down to Court Street, went over the county jail, blocked out the lights of the, at that time, Shell refinery, went over the courthouse, and took off. Zoom! Gone. Nobody else saw it. So that's the second time I've seen a UFO. When I was in Civil Air Patrol in 1965, 500 of us went to Sierra to look for a downed plane. We never saw the downed plane. Broad daylight, giant silver UFO hovered over us for about half an hour to an hour. And everybody stopped. And we reported it. I reported it to NICAP and Blue Book. My wing commander reported to the Air Force, and he got furious when they tried to tell him that what we saw was Venus. This thing was huge. 3 football fields long is not, and it's over your head. I'd say about 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet. We're up in the hills. So, Venus, my ass. And I that's when I stopped believing anything from the Air Force. So, well, thank you for coming in, Lift Tire. I have not seen that show. I'll have to look it up. I like Penn and Teller, and I watched a video the other day of Teller being interviewed, and he said it was the exact same thing the New York Times asked me, why don't you talk? He said because he hates patter. It's kind of pointless. And, but you have to have some, not everybody can sit there and be silent the whole time. Trump and Musk are a big Twitter fight. Yeah, well, Musk says there's too much pork in this bill. There's also apparently money for sub-segments of Social Security, but not everybody. So people on SSI, SSDI, VA, and railroad retirement benefits are pissed. And of course, Trump had the no taxes on Social Security, and then someone must have told him the trust fund will lose too much money if you don't tax Social Security. You can't always get what you want. I don't know. No tax on tips and no tax on overtime is there, but and now he's meeting with Deng Xiaoping or whatever the hell his name is in China on the tariffs. He just met with the German chancellor today, the new one. So, but Musk is ticked. He said Doge was fighting pork and corruption and non-governmental agencies, and this terrorist in Colorado had paperwork from the government, USAID. He may have been getting money from the government. He may have been a non-governmental agency through incendiary devices people. Didn't read the story because I was gasping for air all weekend. It's funny, I went out to Kathy's, then I went to Walnut Creek to put the money in. Target, I was fine because it got real hot after I got out of Target. About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, got back here and was gasping for air. So Musk is mad because he said there's too much BS in this bill. And every bill you get, it's got pork in it. And it shouldn't have. They should have 1 or 2 items in there. Discuss this, discuss that, deal with this. And then you got guys like Blind to Billionaire. Oh, you could have a $2,500 payment, and then he says it's from the Senior Citizens League, which had never done anything for seniors. And then Barry Sanders and Elizabeth Warren get a couple of senators to co-sponsor a $200 a month, $2,400 a year, one-time temporary, not permanent raise to benefits. And it sits in committee and dies. Bernie Sanders has been in Congress 50 years. And I still maintain, although I'm not sure if Elon Musk on X is the real one or the parody one, but someone said term limits, and he kind of went, nah. We need term limits and age limits to stop the corruption, the insider trading, people like Pelosi, and Barry Sanders or Benny Sanders, whatever the hell his name is. Guy who's never worked in his life. I think he had one job. Became multi-millionaire, has 5 houses. Didn't have a roof over his head, but becomes a multi-millionaire. Same with the fat guy who did the anti-Trump stuff. He's got 5 or 6 mansions. Nancy Pelosi's worth $200 million. Insider trading. Elizabeth Warren, all these, the top 10 people have gotten money from big corporations are all Democrats. I call it Barry Sanders, Betty Sanders. I can never remember his name. He calls himself an independent. He's a Democrat in sheep's clothing. So, but if I were to win the Powerball and meet Trump, I'd say, hey, this is not right. Now, I just lost the thing here. Hold on. That's not it. Bear with me. I'm having trouble today. I don't do well. I keep losing my voice. So, well, I was really about. I got a phone call and I was about to take a shower because when I landed on my bad right knee, my whole side hurt, and I know Musk is pissed, and I think he got unfairly treated with his running Doge, and they jumped all over his ass. So I will have to look at that. Twitter is in here. Let me go to the other section, and that's not working. Wait a minute. Oh, that's Firefox. Okay, I can't do it in here. I'm gonna have to go to Chrome and do it this way. Good thing I canceled my knee appointment. I rescheduled it for today because I would have had no trouble. I wouldn't have been able to walk. Okay, now let's see what he said on Twitter, X. Get around the semi-clad, naked, practically naked women that may or may not be AI. You can't just spend $3 trillion more than you earn every year. Not expect something bad to happen. Something's got to give. Yeah, there's a 42-minute clip here. Is this parody? No. I've been very consistent stating facts. Well, the problem is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle? I say yes, but they've rigged the laws to make it really hard to create any kind of viable third party. Let's see. Very cute kitten video. Little kittens running up the street, and the guy is going meow at the kitten, and kitten is going meow, meow, rescue me, rescue me. Time to drop the big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files for real reason they've not been public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Trump and Elon Musk. Elon's never asked me for a thing. I get rid of the ED mandate. He never asked me for a thing. It's an amazing attribute. Elon's a patriot. I want to thank you for the job you're doing is holding a cabinet meeting. Let's see. Can't kick a burglar out of the house without due process as a judge cartoon here. Let's see. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House. Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. He may be right about that. Robert Patrick is running around somewhere on his motorcycle. George the Stourbridge kitty cat, the railroad station kitty. They're still talking about the auto pen signed pardons. I think the first person they should go after is Fauci. And no Democrats will vote for this, of course. Beck is commenting on it. A little black cat meeting baby. It's pawing the baby. Very cute. Okay. Trump went to bat for Elon Musk outside White House while examining Teslas. I'll take the red one, thank you. We haven't had a car in 6 years, over 6 years. Kathy's going to Walmart today. Another little orange cat. So, United States made the best May in 30 years. Well, we will see about that tomorrow when the job numbers, or jobless numbers, however they want to call them, come out. Whether unemployment is good or bad. So, says Michelle Obama spotted in public on a date with somebody. That's interesting. Denise D'Souza, Trump must viewed as a gift to the left. Probably right about that too. Eliminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised if Biden didn't do it. Trump is saying that to Elon Musk. SpaceX began decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. Uh-oh. Okay, that's what's going on. They're having a big fight. I'm team both. But if I met Trump, there's one thing I'm disturbed about. He wants to cut. They fired all the people working at LEAP, LAIP, EP, HEAP, where it pays people's electric bill who are poor. And Trump wants to have zero funding for that. And now there's talk, they're going to screw at Section 8. They're going to screw at food stamps. While the poor people who make less than $15,000 a year, who have less than $15,000 a year in benefits, are suffering under the continuing inflation of Joe Biden. And Blind to Billionaire, I didn't watch it. Blind to Billionaire is a big clickbaiter. He says they're going to get stimulus checks, and we never get them. Talking about the prices going through the roof at Walmart and Target. I go into Target and I go, holy cow, you want how much for this? I don't buy it. I'm pizzaed out. But I got to get food because I made chicken last night. Ate chicken in the electric frying pan. Ate waffles this morning for breakfast. But sometimes I think that both Trump and Elon need regular guys. Maybe somebody like me to talk to them and say, hey, what's going on in the real world? You guys are billionaires. People are suffering. Still. And I think the inflation rate's 4.2. Computer, what's current inflation rate?
In April 2025, the annual inflation rate of the United States was 2.3%.
Okay, I was wrong. 2.3%, but I know the unemployment rate is 4.2. If it goes up, then that's a real problem for Trump and the Republicans. And of course, Disney, being woke and DEI just laid off thousands of people, and the Black Doctor Who, they turned Doctor Who for 2 years into woke and DEI, he quit. No one should see that crap. So, let's see. I'm not getting much sleep because I wake up coughing and I have to use the air machine. Now let's look up. D'Souza says Musk wants to fix things, don't start a new party, help the GOP win a strong majority of fiscal conservative. I yell or scream. It's I'll apologize. It's my shoulder. My bad shoulder is killing me right now. Let's see. Oh, I didn't know that. Robert Patrick owns his own, or so he. Somebody's claiming he owns a Harley Davidson dealership. Bill Clinton, the view as greatest fear re Trump, the courts won't hold until we have the midterm elections. Democrats' entire strategy is on judicial activism since the party is so distrusted and disunified. Let's see. House just passed CEASE Act, reversed another harmful Biden policy, threatened vital financial programs for small business. Wild times, two giants start throwing punches at each other. I respect both Elon and Musk. Seeing this mess is sad. Watching your parents fight at dinner. Yeah. The one thing I don't understand what neither one of these guys have said is why is no one saying congressional term and age limits? Get rid of the corruption. If this bill doesn't pass, says Trump, there will be a 68% tax increase. I didn't create this mess. I'm here to fix it. This puts our country on the path of greatness. Well, that remains to be seen. Oh, what a pretty kitty. And let's see here. Trump ending California's high-speed rail debacle isn't ending anything. It doesn't really exist. If Trump were an Epstein client, the list would have been released in 2015. I believe that. I'm not sure if he's talking about. Mark Levin's going after Tucker Carlson, apparently. That's really weird. I'm surprised at that. Unless there's some other guy named Carlson I'm not aware of. Oh, cute little raccoon in the couch. Let's see. April trade deficit fell to 61.6 billion, cut by more than half compared to March 138.3. How much it bolsters GDP? GDP is at 4.64% right now. By the way, silver is almost 35 an ounce. I ever get my silver out of the coin dealer, I'll be happy about that. I started buying silver at 5. I don't sell it. I'm going to get out this year. Trump torches Tesla dealership. God. I don't think so. Not even a little bit. We have a $2 trillion deficit that keeps growing. Interest payments are higher than our defense budget. Stop putting pork in every damn bill. Kitty is sleeping on the doggy's bed. Doggy is grabbing the doggy bed, trying to get the kitty out of the doggy bed. Okay, back to the chat. I just did a quick look at X. Now, what's going on here? So, let me go back to that for a moment and see what Fox is saying. Oh, it's gonna be 80s next week. And when it starts getting hot, the grass falling goes crazy, and I start choking kilometers of grass. All right, let's see what's going on with Fox here. Trump says he asked Musk to leave as billionaire makes shocking allegation. Musk fires back. Trump says disappointed with Tesla founder. Musk turned on beautiful bill over EV tax credits. National debt tracker, $36 trillion. Biden on hand signed one pardon during his final spree, most controversial. Did he use 24 bottles of baby oil per hotel night? Let's see. Looking for some guy who killed his children. George Wendt had a bad heart condition. Aaron Rodgers signed with the Steelers for a year. That ought to be interesting. City Stuart Kaiser warns of uncharted territory in the bond market. Another judge says restore cuts to Clinton-era agency gutted by Doge. They love to stop Trump any way they can. They can't do it at the ballot box. At least not till the next election, maybe. And that's about it. So, okay. So, yeah, I'm I had to think from it, Aaron. I don't follow anybody else. I follow the Bears and occasionally the Packers, and I look at the Patriots because of Top Cat Tim, my friend Tim in Boston. I don't follow the rest of the NFL. Then I keep snarling about God, my memory has turned to crap here. The Steelers coach, I can't stand. And so, 1 year of Aaron Rodgers. It'll be interesting. I guess the Steelers won a 7th ring. So, but, it's kind of like the Middle East. If I were running things, I like Trump's idea of bulldozing Gaza and starting over. They're now claiming that all the missiles that Israel launching into Gaza is causing environmental damage. Take all the leaders, stick them in a steel container with steel tables, steel chairs. They're sitting there in their underwear in about 140-degree heat. Make peace. But common sense doesn't apply here. They don't think about how is this going to affect the people of the United States when you do this stuff. How is it going to affect jobs? They got a local county they raise to help the tourism industry. They raise the minimum wage at $30 an hour. Hell, I can't afford a hamburger now. Roger's a broken down old man, not worth it. Well, what the hell? For a year they can try. Wouldn't hurt, you know. I mean, Steelers lately have been musical chairs. I don't even know their quarterback is. I like the young guy they had for a while, and he disappeared. And their coach let Roethlisberger play with a broken ankle. I used to say fire his name. Now I can't remember his damn name. And the problem with the Rooney family is they'll keep the coach till the Steelers keep losing, and then one day they'll get common sense and fire him. So, hell, you know, look now. Didn't Tom Brady go to some team and do well? I don't know, but I just look. It's like baseball. I look at the Giants, the Pirates, the Red Sox, the Cubs, occasionally the White Sox. That's about it. And see how the A's and the hated Dodgers and the hated Yankees are doing. My Pirates have had like what 20 out of the last 25 years, 24 losing seasons because they don't. They're a small market team, and you have people being drawn off from Cincinnati and Cleveland, and I personally think there's too many teams in the NFL. There's too many teams in Major League Baseball. They should cut it down by 5 or 6 teams. Merge them, get better talent. Pirates have a nice, interesting farm system, but every time they get a player that comes up, they leave for free agency. So they never have any good players. Excuse me. This could drive me nuts now. I can't. Mike Tomlin. There we go. had to had to dig it on my brain. Fire Mike Tomlin. Been saying that for a couple of years now. Oh, little kitty at the beach wearing a sun hat. Very cute. Ooh. What's John Kennedy saying? John Kennedy didn't hold back. He's a grilled quote, end quote, professor of. Come on, don't do this to me. I'm trying to read something and do this scrolling. That's one thing I hate about X. You click on the scroll button, it goes up and down, and you lose the story. Professor of law, Kate Shaw, wife of MSNBC host Chris Hayes, for her 180-degree reversal on judges and universal injuries. R&B's recruiting goal is 4 months ahead of schedule. Peter Ducey is having field day torching Karine Jean, the former press secretary for Biden. Harvard is more of a hedge fund with $53 billion endowment. So I don't know anything about taco this week. This is for Taco Tuesday. There's another one, make Cinco de Mayo Grado again. I thought it was funny. Taco Tuesday is sacred in this house. We eat tacos. We don't do any political thing about tacos. I just saw this on Amazon or eBay. I forget where I bought it. Thought it was funny. Kathy loves a shirt with a little creature eats the tacos, like Pac-Man. So, but I love tacos. And next month I'll be going to Taco Tuesday, whenever that is. I spent too much money. I spent $134 at Costco. So I spent too much money at this month. And, okay, hold on. Find the calendar. Keep losing the calendar app all the time, which is annoying. Alright, the 2nd of June is a Wednesday, which is also shopping day. It's 2nd of, I'm sorry, not June, July. July 3rd, July 2nd, July, oh, Taco Tuesday is July 1st. The 4th is Saturday. So I can go out of the 1st, have Taco Tuesday with Kathy. Although last time we went there, it was $54. Very painful to go out for Taco Tuesday. The tacos are $3, but you order a burrito and you order iced tea, by the time you know it, it's $40 or $50. It stands for Trump always chickens out on Wall Street. Where is he chickening out? I don't understand that. Let me get out of X. Oh, God. X has all these voluptuous women I've never seen in the real world. I think they're all AI. Constant pictures of women in bikinis and naked, and I don't remember that happening before Musk bought Twitter. What is this? Oh my God! They got a cat down. They've got a cat with leather armor. You can't. He can. He's got his ears covered up his body. They got him dressed as a samurai, a red samurai. Good Lord. Jackson Galaxy absolutely hates when people dress cats up. All right. Trying to charge my phone. Okay, the Dow is at 42,319.74, down 108. And S&P is down, the NASDAQ is down, the Russell is down, the New York SE Composite is down. S&P closes lower as Tesla shares tumble. Traders weigh Trump Z-Talk. Stocks fall, Tesla crashes on much Trump feud. Shares lower at trade, Dow Jones Industrial going down, and so stablecoin issuer Circle soars 124%. Okay, so by the way, Kitco, there's an app on my phone that has the oil prices, commodities, everything. Yeah, America's Chickens. Remember that guy? The crazy minister in Chicago. America's chickens have come home to roost. I never did figure out what the hell America's chickens were supposed to be. So, let me see something here. Meet Kevin. Elon Musk is crashing out. Trump versus Elon Musk. The complete economic great reset. Trump and the Fed. Meet Kevin is a Democrat who does not like Trump. And let's see what else is here. Lucky Farrell's got her Sammy Cat back. Walmart and Target under fire as prices surge. Ridiculous. There's a story on Fox saying that they got rid of the gay stuff. Now they put American flags at Target. $45,000 Toyota Camry, is it worth this much? Ooh, wow. And so I don't know. I certainly would have been a Biden supporter. The man was seen on a crook and corrupt. His whole family's corrupt. The whole Congress is corrupt. Used to live in Washington, D.C. in the 1950s and early 60s. You didn't have the level of corruption we have today. Some people had honor in the Congress back then. But we need change in our government. The big thing that would stop all this is term limits and age limits. We got 90-year-old people that can barely walk. Nancy Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein, they dragged her out, and the guy says, "Sign here, Diane," and she didn't know what was going on. She died. Couldn't stand her. My mother used to have Nancy Pelosi, Dianne Feinstein, and Barbara Box over for coffee. And I went after Dianne Feinstein when she was mayor, saying you're the biggest fraud in the state of California. You rail against guns, you carry a gun in your purse, you got an armed guard with you, you got a limousine. Years later, they found out she had another Chinese communist spy driving her around San Francisco. Oh, okay. I am going to go because my voice is going. I need some hot tea and need to go to the store to get food and go get my medication before it gets too late. So I can't find my one inhaler so I can breathe. So never assume. We still have 3.5 years of Trump, and hopefully the Democrats, the crazed Democrats, will not take the Congress in the next election because I'm sick of their craziness, whether I was a Trump supporter or not. They are. You've got too many nuts in the Democratic Party. Too many weird people. Have a good one. I'm going to go. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Click the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And where did it go? I don't know where it went to. Hold on. So, that's not it. It went somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'm glad we got a haircut next month. Okay, that's it for this one. Remember, you can join the channel for $3.99 or $6.99 a month, where you see content nowhere else. New stuff being shipped to me. 3 new items coming in. So I'll let you know when that happens. And Kathy cleaned her apartment, off to Walmart to get more stuff, and has to do more cleaning. I offered to help her, but she said it wasn't much good, and then I wouldn't have been in good shape anyway. Now my breathing goes up, down, up, down. One day I'm good, next day I'm gasping for air. It's driving me nuts. Have a good one. See you later. Thanks for coming in. Bye-bye.